Welcome to the course Introduction to Probability Theory and Statistics. In this course, we are going to discuss about the probability theory in 8 modules, followed by statistical methods in 4 modules. It is a very important course in applications of engineering field. Before that, let me brief what is the connection between probability and statistics. Probability and statistics are more related. In this course, we are going to discuss only the introduction to the statistical inference. The connection between probability and statistics is because the characteristic of the population under study are assumed to be known in probability problems, whereas in statistics the main concern is to learn these characteristics based on the characteristics of a sample drawn from the population. In a nutshell, the statistics is more of related of the statistics is more of a study with the data, whereas the probability is more of a statistic probability concepts. Whenever we solve the real world problems, we assume some concepts using a probability, but when we want to solve the problem with the more in detail, we take the empirical data and we study the data, then we apply the some of the statistical inference concepts into the data part to make the real world problem in an easy way to understand. There is a one more concept also related along with the probability and statistics, that is stochastic process. That is a separate course, Introduction to Probability Theory and Stochastic Process, whereas this course is Introduction to Probability Theory and Statistics, in which we cover first 8 modules of the probability theory and then 4 modules of the statistics. Even though the statistics is a very big concept, we cannot able to cover in 4 lectures. So, in this course we made it a very introductory level of statistical concepts or statistical methods we covered. We did not go in depth of statistical inference, because each topic which we covered, there are 4 topics we have covered here, and each topic can have a separate course, whereas we have made a very introductory level of statistics in 4 modules. So, we started this course with the probability theory, as a first topic is basics of probability. Then the second topic we introduce random variable. Even though in the school +2 you would have studied some probability concepts and random variable, but we have started these topics again, in the sense we have introduced the probability space, and there are some more probability concepts we introduce. Therefore, any real world problem can be solved without any assumptions of sample space is finite or probability of any sample is going to be equilikely and so on. So, you do not need any assumptions. So, we introduce a Kolmogorov axiomatic definition of probability, so that any real world problems can be solved without any assumptions. So, that we introduce in the basics of probability, and the same concept we introduce in the random variable, like we introduce a little bit of measurable function also, by keeping the probability space is by keeping the probability space we introduce a random variable, therefore, the real world problem can be solved without any assumptions. And in the third topic we introduce moments and inequalities, and yes, in the fourth topic we introduce all the standard distributions. For example, binomial, Poisson, normal distribution, exponential distributions. So, all those both the discrete and continuous type standard distributions are discussed in the fourth topic. And fifth topic we introduce a multidimensional random variable, starting with the 2-dimensional, then 3 and so on. And in the sixth topic we introduce the functions of several random variables. We cover a function of a single random variable in the third topic itself, whereas after introducing 2 and higher dimensional random variables, we introduce the functions of several random variables. In that we discuss the conditional distributions also. Then in the seventh topic we cover the cross moments, covariance variance matrix and correlation coefficient and so on, that we discuss. Even though we discuss correlation coefficient and linear regression in detail in the later part, whereas we introduce this via probability concepts. And then the topic 8 we cover the limiting distributions. That means we introduce a sequence of random variable, what will be the convergence or divergence of sequence of random variable and so on. And finally, we cover the central limit theorem in the topic 8. So, with these 8 topics we cover the introduction to probability theory. The word introduction is very important, because we are not going for advanced probability theory, whereas everything is very introductory level in the sense with the simple concepts and some examples and completing the concepts with the simple problems. So, with these 8 topics we cover probability theory, and then the remaining 4 chapters, 4 modules or 4 topics we cover the statistics. So, in these 4 topics we cover statistics, starting with the descriptive statistics and sampling distribution. Even though each one can be a separate topic, but since it is an introduction, we combine descriptive statistics and sampling distribution in one topic. The sampling distribution can be a separate topic, but here we have combined with the descriptive statistics. Here also we introduce a very simple concepts and some examples. And the topic 10 we cover point and interval estimations. Again, the point estimation can be a separate topic, but since it is an introductory level of statistics course, we combined both point and interval in interval estimations in one topic. So, we introduce the concepts of point and interval estimation with some examples and some real world problems also. And in the topic 11 we cover the testing of hypothesis. Here also same thing, the hypothesis testing can be a, even it can be a separate course itself, but still we have covered it in a very nutshell with concepts and examples. At the end of this topic we cover the ANOVA, that is analysis of variance also. And finally, the topic 12 we cover analysis of correlation and regression. We do not have much material to cover in this particular topic, therefore, we have introduced the definitions and a few examples. The way we discuss topic 9, 10 and 11, relatively we covered less concepts in the 12th one, because the course is meant for probability theory and statistics. Since probability and statistics are closely related with the data analysis and come to the conclusion of probability concepts, and so basically probability concepts are used in the statistical inference, and while solving some of the real world problems using probability, we do the statistical inference from the data side. Therefore, both probability and statistics are well connected in the sense whenever you have a real world problem, whenever you make a probabilistic model, you will use the some data analysis using a statistical inference. And similarly, whenever you study any statistical inference, or whenever you have a you have a real world problem that can be solved with the empirical analysis, then you will use some of the probability concepts also there to get the final result and to get the conclusion. Therefore, probability and statistics are linked in a very compact way. Therefore, whenever you study probability or statistics, you can go back and forth, see the related concepts in the other side to understand. And this course is going to be very helpful to in the many of the real world problems whenever you come across and going to solve it. So, I hope you will really enjoy this course, because which is a good combination of probability and statistics. Again I am saying it is a very introductory level, and whatever the concepts or whatever the problems which need more theory, you can always go to the higher level courses of those concepts. For example, analysis of variance, or a non-parametric statistical test, or sampling distribution in detail if you want to study, or logistic regression if you want to study in detail, similarly regression, and so on. So, any topic if you want to study in detail, you can always go to the higher level courses and study, whereas here we introduce in a very introductory level. With this, let me complete the introduction about the course, that is Introduction to Probability Theory and Statistics. Thank you.